I am is the two most powerful words in the English language. That self-talk, whatever follows behind those words, can impact our self-esteem, our mood, and even eventually our personality. I mean, the reality is we're all too hard on ourselves. Most of us, if we had a friend talk to us the way we talk to ourselves, we wouldn't be friends with us. Nope, no way. Oh, you shouldn't even bother going in the gym. They're all gonna make fun of you. You're so out of shape. Ugh, I can't even stand to look at you right now. Okay, all right, okay. Oh, you're never gonna have any money. You're always gonna be broke. Wow, aggressive. Oh, do you really think he wants to go on a date with you? No, he just wants to sleep with you. Super aggressive, wow. John, if anyone finds out who you really are, they're going to hate you. You're not very smart. You're never getting that job. Yep. You know what? I'm good. We don't really need to be friends. I think you can go now. You know what? Actually, I'll go. You stay. I'm John Coplen, and you're watching Architecting You: How to Design the Life You Want. If you think about the most beautiful neighborhood street that you know of, maybe it's your neighborhood street, or maybe it's your favorite street in Europe. When you are walking down that street, you know that this place has a heart, that this place was created with care and vision. More importantly, it's been maintained. You feel safe. You feel like you belong there. You feel welcome. That's the kind of place that's created in your mind when you have positive self-talk. But I can also show you places around the world that were created haphazardly, that weren't cared for, that weren't envisioned but just happened. They don't feel like they have a heart. Those are the kind of places made with negative self-talk. Those places where we've tried to walk and you know for a fact that this isn't the kind of place that's made for pedestrians. Sob story. It's a real story, for real. For real story. This is a real story. So I came out kind of late in life when I was 25. I mean, the reality was I grew up in a small conservative town of about 40,000 people in a cornfield. I don't even know if I knew I was gay, but I definitely knew I was different. The only gay people I knew were Will and Jack.
Show's starting. Sit. Okay, he's a little nervous. Oh, hell, I'm a little nervous.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jack McFarland. But for tonight, I want you to think of me as just Jack.
I mean, that's it. That's my only access to anyone that I knew was out and gay. So I went to school in Washington, D.C., and I went all the way through college, and I never once had an interaction with another guy. Obviously, as I got later and later into life, I realized I probably am gay, but I had never acted on it, so I could never really be sure. But the reality was I was terrified. I mean, super terrified to come out and to be that person. It really weighed on me. And I had a tremendous amount of self-talk that was negative. I mean, it bombarded me. I did one really great thing. I had enough awareness at the time to really spot that pattern of negative self-talk. I realized that nobody was doing this to me. I was doing it to myself. And once I was aware of that, I was able to challenge myself to delete the negative self-talk. And I'm gonna tell you how I did that right now. Being aware of our inner voice that's running through our head all day long while we're awake is really the true first step of understanding the power of I am. Our minds are designed to think, just like our hearts are made to beat. We don't want our hearts to stop beating at any moment, just like we don't want our minds to stop. Human nature is prone to turn towards negative self-talk, but this negative self-talk can be unrealistic and harmful. We can start to tell ourselves stories about ourselves that are not true. These stories turn into limiting beliefs, that turn into blocks, that paralyze us into inaction. And then we can slowly morph into someone who is so self-absorbed that we can't even see the world around us. What if we don't have to do that? First, I'm gonna give you just a few tips. Did you say just the tip? Tips? Honey, it's never just the tip. It's the two biggest lies in the book. Just the tip and the checks in the mail. No, I said tips. Here are some tips. Tips. Not just the tip. You know, if you're not being mean to me, you're also just being a filthy little gutter slut. Oh, a tip. These are tips. But really, back to the tips. No, the real tips. No, seriously, we're going back to the real tips. Here's just a few tips to keep you on track. Once I've given you these tips, I'm going to tell you the thing that will lay down the hammer on negative self-talk. Positive self-talk will take some practice, especially if you're a pessimistic person. Or even worse, if you're really in a negative place. Like forming any new habit, you have to practice it on a regular basis. You have to put time towards it, and eventually things will change. Number one, learn how to identify negative self-talk and things that are traps for you. I guarantee you there are certain situations and certain topics that will trap you right into negative self-talk. Identify them, avoid them. Number two, check in with your feelings. How are you feeling? Are you feeling negative? I know it's weird that we talk a lot about identifying feelings, but it's the 101. If you know how you feel, you're halfway there. Three is find some humor in it. When you're really going down a path of negative self-talk, take a step back and really have a little laugh at yourself. Like, here I go again. Here it is again. Make light of it. Your mind just wants to go back and back. It does become humorous because you just can't help but laugh at yourself for the ridiculousness of how hardwired you are right back to that negative self-talk. Four, find the positive people in your life. If you have other people that you're around that are also in negative self-talk, let's just avoid them. Let's just avoid a little bit. See them coming, you just overhear a little bit. You can do it. Ooh, I got it. Ooh, you gotta work it. You really do. You gotta work around these people, bob and weave. Find the positive people. We all know in our life who is positive and who is negative. Just latch onto those positive people. If you're nailing all these tips, got 'em, then it's time to drop the hammer. Give yourself 2 to 5 positive affirmations that you can remember very easily. Every time, and I mean every time, you find yourself going to a place of negative self-talk, whatever that thought is, stop yourself, identify it, say the positive affirmation. Do it over and over and over again and over again. And before you know it, after about 30 days of this exercise, eventually what will happen is that you will short circuit that negative self-talk. You will reprogram your brain, and your brain will just go towards positive self-talk and self-affirmation. I challenge you, and I want to hear, if anyone pulls this off for 30 days, send me an email, write me a comment. I want to hear about it. And I'd love to know, because for me, this was a game changer. All change in our life takes work and effort. There's no doubt about that. Replacing negative self-talk with positive self-talk, that's a huge effort, but it's one that is totally worth it. This is one of the designs in life that if you nail it, if you really put it in place and redesign that piece of your life, it will shift your life in a positive way that will change the direction of how you interact with everybody, how you see the world, how you see yourself. You will find that neighborhood inside of you that you love, that place of self-love. And that is the street you want to be walking down in your mind all the time. Because once you're there, you're available for other people. I know I say this all the time, but nobody is gonna make this happen. You have to make this happen for you. Who is going to get in your brain and say, no more negative self-talk? Only you can do this. So get out there and make it happen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. Please hit like and subscribe and share this video on social media or with anyone that you think would enjoy the message.